Hello dear students, welcome to today's chemistry class. How are you all today? Okay, that's nice to hear. Chemist, we are perfect for solving problems because we all have the solutions. So children, we have already learned about solid, liquid and gaseous solutions in our previous classes. Before we start, let me ask you something interesting. How many of you like sweet drinks like lemonade or juice? Great. And have you ever noticed that when you add too much sugar, some of it settles at the bottom? Yes, that small everyday experience actually tells us something very important in chemistry. Today, we are going to learn about three different types of solutions: unsaturated, saturated and supersaturated solutions. Don't worry, by the end of the class, it will be as easy as mixing your favorite drink. Also, feel free to share your ideas. Let's learn together with experiments, visuals and some interactive questions. So, let's begin. Children, look at this beaker. It contains 100 ml water. Let's start by adding 1 spoon of ammonium chloride to water. Look carefully. It dissolves completely. Now, let's add another spoon. Again it dissolves. When a solution can still dissolve more solute, it is called an unsaturated solution. Can you name a drink that is unsaturated? Lemon juice. Okay. Then salt water. Share your answers. Okay, very good. In this picture, you can see 30 grams of salt are added to 100 ml water. After stirring, all the salt dissolves completely. So, this is an unsaturated solution as the water can dissolve more salt if added. So, unsaturated solution is a type of solution containing less amount of solute in a given amount of solvent, leaving no traces of it. This simply means that the solvent can still dissolve more solute and it forms a single phase. So, hope you understand about unsaturated solution. Now, children, look at this beaker. Let's keep adding solute spoon by spoon. After a point, what do you observe? Right, some solute remains undissolved. So, this is a saturated solution. It contains the maximum amount of solute that can dissolve at a given temperature. In this picture, you can see that 40 gram of salt is added to the same 100 ml of water. But water can dissolve only 36 grams. So, the remaining 4 grams stay undissolved at the bottom. So, this is an unsaturated solution as no more solute can dissolve and the extra solute stays undissolved. Thus, saturated solution is a solution that contains the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved under the condition at which the solution exists. Always the undissolved solute lies at the bottom. A saturated solution is a solution that is in equilibrium with respect to a given dissolved substance. So, I hope you got an idea about both saturated and unsaturated solution. So children, if we heat the saturated solution, will more solute dissolve? Think. Let's heat the saturated solution. Now, add a little more solute. It dissolves again. Now, this solution has more solute dissolved than normally possible at room temperature. This is a supersaturated solution. Now, allow the solution to cool. Do you see crystals forming? That means extra solute is coming out. Can you guess some situations where supersaturated solutions is being used? Yes, correct. In making crystals, rock candy and in chemical industries. So, a supersaturated solution is a solution that contains more than the maximum amount of solute that is capable of being dissolved at a given temperature. Also, the solution contains more dissolved substance than a saturated solution does. So, hope you got a clear idea about the three different types of solutions. So children, let me summarize what all things we have learned today. The first one you see here is unsaturated solution, as more solute can dissolve in it. When you add more solute, it can easily mix with the solvent. The second solution is saturated, as it has dissolved the maximum amount of solute it can hold at that temperature. If you add more solute, it will not dissolve and will settle at the bottom. The third one is supersaturated solution, as this is an unstable solution that contains more solute than it normally can hold. When extra solute is added or the solution is disturbed, crystals start to form because the solution cannot hold excess solute. So hope you got a clear idea about the three different types of solutions, that is unsaturated, saturated and supersaturated solutions. Now let's do a let us assess question. Here is a question given for you. Classify whether the solution described is saturated or unsaturated or supersaturated solution. So coming to the first question, solubility given at 25 degrees Celsius is 36 and the solubility and the solution is at 36 grams in 100 ml solvent at 25 degrees Celsius. You have to identify the type of solution. So since the solution contains exactly the same amount of solute as the solubility, it cannot dissolve any more at that temperature. Therefore, the solution is saturated. So, coming to the second question, the solubility given at 25 degrees Celsius is 80 and the solution is at 80 grams in 100 ml solvent at 25 degrees Celsius. Here again, in the second question, the amount of solute present is exactly equal to its solubility. This means no more solute can dissolve and the solution is still saturated. So coming to the third question, the solubility given at 25 degrees Celsius is 40 and the solution is at 80 grams in 100 ml solvent at 50 degrees Celsius. The solubility value given is for 25 degrees Celsius, that is 40 gram, but the solution is prepared at 50 degrees Celsius. Since the solubility increases with temperature, more than 40 gram can dissolve at 50 degrees Celsius. So, 80 gram can dissolve at 50 degrees Celsius without any problem. Thus, the solution is unsaturated at 50 degrees Celsius. So, let me consolidate about the table given here. The first type of solution is saturated and the second type of solution is also saturated and the third type of solution is okay, good. It is an unsaturated solution. So before we wind up today's class, let me give a small homework question. The Venn diagram given here has two circles, one for saturated solution and one for supersaturated solutions. You have to compare and contrast these two types of solutions. In the middle section, write the similarities, that is what is common in both. On the left side, write the features of saturated solution and on the right side, write the features of supersaturated solutions. You can use today's class notes, your textbook or your own understanding. Try to write simple and clear points. If you have doubts, note them down. We will discuss them in the next class, so complete it neatly. This will help you understand the difference between two types of solutions before we move on to the next topic. So children, that's all for today. We will meet in the next class with a new topic. Thank you.